Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Wake and Bake. Wakey and Bakey.
For a person that doesn't like bacon,
I got some Go-Gurt.
You use bakey a lot.
When I wake up my kids in the morning, I say, wakey, 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 eggs and bakey, so that they can, and I don't like bacon. I like turkey bacon. I don't like regular bacon.
That's meat made to look like bacon.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. We're going to get started with a little tokey toke. I actually don't want to use my bong this morning. I think I'm going to go pipe style today. And get this nice and loaded. I hope everybody had an amazing Mother's Day weekend. Those of you who do not have a relationship with your mother, I hope that you were able to spend time with somebody who does fulfill that role in your life, or fills that void. I know a lot of people that are like, why would I want to celebrate my mom? I don't talk to that bitch. I'm like, okay, then celebrate an individual who fills that void in your life. Don't be bitter about it. You know, if you choose or have chosen to not have that relationship with your mother for whatever reason, you know, you probably have your reasons. I know my husband has his reasons. You know,
Choices are always yours.
You have to definitely celebrate the people who do fulfill that void, who do help boost you up like moms do, and give you hugs when you need them, and love you.
I always thought that that feeling was one that was supposed to be earned by the mother during all the years of their mothering.
Cheers, everybody.
Hence, Mother's Day celebrates all the hard work of being a mother, not the hard work of giving birth. It's not Birther's Day. It's not Living Incubator's Day. It's Mother's Day.
I call it Battered Womb Remembrance Day.
That indicates somebody who sticks around, teaches their kids some shit.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe
low fuel.
Maybe you know, tells them a little something about themselves, like more than the most basic of shit.
Can you tell he's bitter?
I'm not bitter.
That's okay, because I'm his mommy now. Ah, best mommy he could have.
There's just certain roles a mother plays that a birther does not.
So again, I hope you guys spent your Mother's Day weekend with the individuals, and they don't have to be women, the individuals who filled out those voids in your life. All them single daddies out there doing the damn thing. Yesterday was your day too. I guess you get to celebrate Mother's and Father's Day. Cheers.
I got to spend Mother's Day weekend with, well,
because I'm the best. So again, I hope you guys had a great Mother's Day weekend. Happy Tuesday. Really didn't have anything on the agenda to talk about specifically, but when I was making my banners, I was like, you know what? There's a few cannabis businesses out there that are wanting to know about PPP. And PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program created by the CARES Act. And I know there's a lot of ancillary cannabis companies that assume that they cannot get the PPP or the EIDL because they are cannabis related. Totally untrue. You can get PPP. You can potentially qualify for PPP. I'm just letting you guys know because I have a digital agency that I created almost 2 years ago. And we applied for PPP, EIDL. We applied for everything. We are an ancillary business that supports cannabis and hemp brands. And we qualified. We got our E-Trans number. We're just waiting for our final funding of the PPP. We've already received our EIDL. So you can definitely qualify and apply for those loan programs, even if you are a cannabis-related company. So I wanted to give you guys that information. I have helped a couple people via Zoom to answer questions about the PPP. I'm not a bookkeeper. I am not a financial advisor in any way, shape, or form. I just do a lot of my paperwork for my company on my own. So I have to go and research and do everything that needs to be done in order to apply. So if you have an ancillary business that you provide services to the cannabis industry and it's a cannabis marketed company, like, for example, my company is Just on a Co. Just on a Co does not have like a weed leaf in the logo. We don't push that we're just weed specific. We are a digital agency that provides these services to any business in any industry. But we do affiliate with a lot of CBD, hemp, and cannabis clients. So we were never asked throughout this process who our clientele is. We were never asked if we were cannabis specific. We were asked if you do get asked on the application if you are agricultural, if you have an agricultural license, if that's the industry that you are classified as. But as an ancillary business, you are normally not classified as agricultural unless it is some type of agricultural specific services that you are providing. So if you have a license, as your business or businesses were registered in your state prior to February of 2020, you have a bank account where you can show that you have received funds, that you have distributed funds. If you have payroll, that you can prove that you are paying out, even if you are a sole proprietor or an independent contractor, you qualify for PPP.
Yeah, it smells good.
Thank you. I'm glad.
I'm social distancing right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it's done. Just walk up to people and put your nose in their hair.
So you could definitely qualify for a PPP. If you have any questions about PPP, you guys just like hit me up. And if I don't know the answer, I will find you a link for you to go and find the answer on. That's the educator in me. I don't know why I do that. I do that a lot. I stretch myself thin too by doing stuff like that. But I taught for a really long time, you guys. Like young kids. I used to teach trigonometry at IT Tech.
It's because I'm not the only know-it-all sitting over here.
I'm really not a know-it-all. I just like sharing my information.
I'm a know-it-all.
This makes my tummy feel
You're
better.
a know-it-all. I'm a know-it-all that acts like I know everything and I wait for you to say something. And then I go, haha, you're a dumbass. You're a know-it-all that's like, wait. Let me teach you everything I know. Still know-it-all.
I taught pre-K for a very long time. And I also worked for the after-school program. So teaching kids was my thing. And teaching people was my thing. And has been my thing for a minute. So yeah, if you have an ancillary business and you're, associated with the cannabis industry, you can still get PPP.
And if you're not, you were deemed essential. Nah?
Nah.
I mean, at least here in Colorado, weed was essential.
And I know there's a lot of growers and dispensaries out there that are like, we should be able to get PPP. The reason that they don't qualify, obviously, is because it's federal funding for an illegal, federally illegal, thing.
Technically, also, you could argue it's not, because according to the way the Constitution, which means the spirit of the law, not necessarily the letter, according to the way the Constitution was written, states are supposed to have independent rights.
They do. That's why states were able to.
And that makes it legal because it is legal in that state.
That's why states were able to say that cannabis was considered essential in their states. It was not considered essential federally because it's a federally illegal thing. And you cannot receive federal funding for a federally illegal thing. So that is why, like PPP, EIDL, I'm not saying that they shouldn't qualify for it. I'm saying that they don't, and that's why. So I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that that's the explanation for it. You know that we always are given an explanation for shit, and that is what it is. It's a federal funding, the stimulus packet, the PPP, the EIDL. These are all federally funded loans and grant programs, and that is why cannabis, specific to like actual dispensaries and grows, do not qualify for those funding packages. It's not cool, but that's why.
Y'all remember that shit when it comes time for the tax man and federal fucking one that they tax. Just remember that shit. Write that shit down. Write that shit down.
And so yeah, I think honestly during this pandemic, it would be a great time for us to push for federal legalization, because now we need to stimulate the economy. And that's not just the economy in your state, but the federal, economy. It's suffered tremendously through this pandemic. So, and I know that's not the way we really want to represent cannabis. We don't want to be like, you need the money from it, so here. We want to make it accessible to everybody.
America, you can't make money. Let's go sling weed.
That's we really want to have the feds look at weed and be like, this is needed. But we've been pushing for this is needed for a while, and now we have this pandemic where it's been deemed essential in multiple states. Now is the time for a push of, well, you need us. You need this. You need it not only for medical purposes, but you need it to stimulate the economy. And that's the only way we're going to bounce back. So you might as well make it federally legal so that every state can bounce back and we can flourish our economy. And then once that happens and they make it federally legal, then you can start fighting the process of where it's going to be accessible, how they're going to be able to tax it. Then we go into legislation and we start molding those laws, molding those propositions for law, not propositions, what are they called? Proposals for laws. And yeah, I think it would be very smart for advocates and activists to be like, you want to stimulate the economy? And that's one thing that I can tell you I've heard for almost my entire life. My brother wanted to open up a pipe shop back when, I was like 8 or 9. And he used to get these catalogs sent to my mom and dad's house under the brand name of Pipe Dreams. That's what he wanted to name his head shop. And he would tell us about all the things he had learned, like the signage of saying, you can't say bong, you can't say this, you can't say that. You have to say tobacco pipe, you have to say water pipe.
Water pipe.
All of these terminology or terms that you needed to use, all the terminology that you needed to use in order for it to be considered legal to distribute. He would tell us all about that, but he would also talk about the fact that there were some preliminary studies back then about how cannabis could, and of course it wasn't really called cannabis and marijuana, could stimulate the economy, how federally legalizing cannabis can balance the budget, these are all the things that were thrown out when I was younger. But now we're in a pandemic where our economy has been so brutal, like so brutally
brutalized.
Yeah, brutalized. That we need it now. We need some type of stimulus for our economy, something to go in there and, tickle it a little bit. And
we're definitely going to need to do some kind of like mega party, some kind of, seriously, that's one of the things that like stimulates the economy. that we missed out, like right here in Denver, 420, Easter.
Oh yeah.
There was like all kinds of shit that gets all of us out in the public spending that dough that happened. Fucking Cinco de Mayo.
Denver, I will tell you
seriously,
right
dude.
now,
We need to throw a big ass fucking
Colorado,
huge ass. Let's all get high and eat corned beef tacos and make up for all of our lost holidays for like 4 days straight.
somebody needs to create a 2020 festival where everything is celebrated that we missed. So like
the fuck you COVID extravaganza.
Oh, fuck you COVID extravaganza. I kind of like that title. Hashtag. So like we missed out on Mother's Day, which just passed. We missed out on 420. St. Patrick's Day.
And Colorado is filled with drinkers.
Cinco de Mayo. These are all celebrations that some states actually have very large festivals for that stimulate small businesses because they're vendors or they are sponsors or whatever. These large events tend to stimulate the economy here in Colorado. We missed 420 Fest, which is a free festival to enter, but you have all of those small businesses that are vendors that miss those opportunities to make that money.
Shit, all the people
Cinco de Mayo, Mother's Day,
because they were
St. Patty's Day. So all of these events that we missed out on during COVID and that we're still continuing to potentially miss out on because we don't know. Stay-at-home orders are being extended in some areas. They're being lifted in other areas. It's just super crazy back and forth. But somebody needs to put together a large event where we get to celebrate the missed COVID, the missed events during COVID.
Like that meme I saw. It was supposed to be over a bar, like their opening thing. They're gonna throw the biggest Mother's, St. Patrick's, and it just linked all the shit that we missed so far.
Yeah.
Bash ever. It's like,
people are like, no, we'll just wait till next year. I'm like, we need to do it at the end of this year.
We need a wood. As soon as COVID fucking popped off, we need a Woodstock level event.
Here is another thing I have not done yet, and I know I'm such a bad American, right? 2020 census. How many of you guys are actually filling out the census? I remember my parents growing up. They were like, we're not filling that out. Fuck them. No.
And then they didn't get represented.
And then so this is something that I haven't done yet. I probably should do. They sent it back in like March. And I know you could do it online now. I found that letter yesterday. But the 2020 census, you guys. Cover the address. 2020 census. I don't know. I need to fill that out, I guess. So we're represented. There's the online.
They can't represent me.
I'm like burning up. I am a menopausal woman in my 30s. So sad. What is in your cup?
Oh, a little bit of cereal, a little bit of coffee. Cereal coffee. Coffeerial.
There are some things that my kids and my husband will do, and I'm like, why? They're like, yeah, it's not a big deal. Sometimes they'll do things and I'm like, you're fucking nasty. Like, you're just gross. Like, why are you doing that?
This judging the woman who eats squid.
Yep, an octopus.
Those fucking things slink around in the bottom of the ocean where you can't get to.
Squid.
You're not supposed to eat that shit.
Octopus. Clams, mussels, scallops.
Those give us our brains. I just can't stand them.
Crab, lobster.
Crab is
I
actually
eat
good. Lobster's good,
everything pretty
but
much in the sea.
I love fucking
I've
with our
eaten
kids.
shark. I've eaten
Let's see here. I love fucking with our kids. Crabs
I don't think I would
are
eat whale.
spiders.
And I just don't think I would eat whale because I just don't. I think whales are great.
I think I would.
I wouldn't eat dolphin either. I think dolphins are great.
I think I have eaten dolphin.
I think sharks are not great.
I'm pretty sure I've eaten dolphin.
I've eaten shark.
I remember when dolphin safe tuna came out, and I remember eating tuna before that. I'm sure I've eaten dolphin.
I've eaten crabs. I've never had them.
I would normally have no problem eating whale, except for I've smelled 3 dead whales. I've only been to the ocean 3 times, so each time I've been there, fucking dead whale. It don't smell good. It smells bad, and because of that, no thank you.
There was a dead whale every single time you've gone to the ocean.
Yes.
Like a beached whale.
Yes. One time I went in Eureka, which is where you saw the pictures there. And you saw the pictures, in the pictures, you saw all of our faces were a little bit like this. It wasn't just because we were around each other and don't like each other. It was also because there was a whale corpse about like a mile away.
He's what's that one girl? The head witch girl from The Craft. That's this one.
Nancy.
He's like Menno. Whatever she says. Isn't that what
when all the
yes, Nancy.
They were
ironic. His mom's name is Nancy.
But
he's Nancy from The Craft. So every time he goes to the ocean, he goes, "Fill me, Menno." And the next day, there's like beached whales and sharks all over the place.
I have never yelled for a man. Never. It's not my style.
Okay, just stop now.
But seriously.
To you guys, wives. I'm reaching out to the wives out there. Help me, please. Back me up on this. Does your husband say some shit sometimes you're just like, oh, wow, that's not what I was talking about?
Yeah, but you actually said it. So.
Because that's what she says in the movie. Exactly. She goes, fill me, Menno. Because I think that's what his name is, isn't it? Menno.
Made up God. Made up thing.
So he's like, no, I've never asked a man to fill me.
Imaginary or otherwise.
Crazy. Oh, also, you guys out there who do gig work, if you are a Uber driver, Lyft driver, Instacart runner,
you can still get that COVID.
A DoorDasher. And all that good.
That sounds like you do the ding dong dish all day.
You qualify for unemployment in many states, and I think for all states because it's a federal extension. You can file for unemployment as well, and you don't just get your unemployment. You also get a $600 a week stimulant to that money. So you get your base, and the lowest that you can get in Colorado is like $223 is the lowest you qualify for unemployment. But that $223 gets supported with a $600 stimulus every single week that you are applying for unemployment. So if you're not able to go out and do your gig work, if you're not able to make money and pay your bills because you can't do your Uber, your Lyft, your Instacart, your DoorDash, your Rover, all of those gig jobs, you qualify, as long as you have been doing it since before February, you qualify for unemployment, and you get it stimulated with a $600 like increase every week. And that is until December 28th of 2020. So if you're at high risk, and that's why you haven't gone back out to do your gig work, I know a lot of people who are high risk do gig work because they can make their own schedule. They can create their schedule around their doctor's appointments, their rehab or rehabilitation visits, whatever they need to create or schedule out. you can qualify for unemployment as well. So, and it's a little bit more of
And
just
then you
what
can
you would
make
get.
more money than I do at work.
So there was a woman who was on the news yesterday morning, and she owns a bookstore. No, it was last night. She owns a bookstore here in Colorado. She can reopen. She's allowed to reopen now with the safer at home, what is it called? Safer at home order. She has decided to not bring her full staff back because they actually make more money on unemployment. So she is choosing not to reopen her doors and telling her employees to continue unemployment until she is needing them back at work. And once she has no other choice but to bring them back to work, then of course they'll have to claim that on their unemployment, which will either reduce it or cancel it out completely. But yeah, you potentially make more money on unemployment with this stimulus care act stuff enacted. So a lot of people are choosing not to reopen because their staff is being paid or not bring all of their staff back. Some people can only bring back their staff at 50% capacity. So, you know, I guess, file for your unemployment if you're having hard times and you are either working or working a 9 to 5 or doing gig work, because you qualify if you are self-employed or do gig work as well. And you can get the unemployment for you if you're self-employed, and then your business would apply for the PPP or EIDL to cover payroll for your employees. So you can essentially qualify for both because one is for your business and one is for your payroll. So just saying. I know some companies are like, we're not doing PPP because we have our employees doing unemployment. Just know that your unemployment, if you do not get those state and federal taxes removed or opt in for them to remove those taxes from there, you are going to have to pay that back at the end of the year, like those taxes, because it is all going to go towards you not being taxed. And so you'll have to pay those taxes back. So just something to think about. Make sure you're covering your business ass as well as your ass. Cover your bills and then your business bills, because the funding's out there to help both. So you don't have to close your doors. I talk a lot, sorry.
We're gonna do anything on those two redneck fucks doing that shit. we're gonna talk about that at some point.
I know you guys are like, who is he talking about?
Redneck fucks.
A majority of you guys know, I have not talked about it. I have not done a lot of talking about it. I've done some posts on the tragic death, the hunting and killing of an unarmed man by 2 other men. And I am leaving all race out for a reason, because when it comes right down to it, yes, I feel like that was a factor of that death and that murder. I say death, it wasn't a death, it was a murder. They hunted that man. They jumped in their truck. They were armed with shotguns and firearms. He was jogging, obviously unarmed. Why they would have those guns out or with them in the first place.
Very obviously jogging too. I mean, very steady.
They hunted him. They didn't just kill him. They weren't just questioning him. They hunted him. They and I have not spoken on it because it's not that I'm complacent at all. It's not that I just don't. It's because it is very. Ask him. When we watched the video of the incident, like my heart sank, and I told him, I was like, I can feel it. It hurts, and it hurts deep. And It hurt even more that it took them 75 days to arrest these two men. It took them 75 days to decide they were going to arrest him. It took 75 days and a comment from the chief of police that, oh, geez, okay, we'll arrest him. Like, oh, geez, okay. Like, the way that this has happened is livid. Oh my goodness.
People are actually physically fighting over not wearing masks.
I was
that
just
makes
looking
sense.
at the news.
The ultimate not social distance, because that guy's not wearing a mask. Let me go over here.
Let me go punch you.
Touch him. Get his fluids on me.
But the incident in, I believe it was Georgia. Correct?
That's why I asked if we were going to talk about it at some point in time.
We might.
An emotional impact on her. She is not one of the people that has been successfully desensitized by American media. And,
though I feel like I should.
Early 80s and 90s propaganda.
You probably should.
You probably should have been. So when
I think I really
man in question was murdered right in front of her, she gasped in pain, almost dropped her phone. She cried. She did all the things you would expect out of a person who has not been desensitized.
Watching it.
On the other hand, just looked at it and said,
watching it and realizing that a man was just murdered in a video, and then looking down and realizing that this video has been viewed over 2 million times. We've all watched it. And it's right in front of our face. And our judicial system, and even if it's in Georgia and I'm in Colorado, it's still the judicial system is so broken that was able to occur. The video was able to go viral, and these motherfuckers were probably, look what I did. Look what I did.
They probably have
I'm viral.
They probably have viewing parties in their house on their
and then to also see that there's groups on Facebook that are being created to support these two men and what they did. And then we go into, well, they have the freedom to do so. They have, people have the freedom. No. No, the people joining the Facebook groups, they have the freedom to do so, which they do.
They do.
They have the freedom of speech. They have the same freedoms that we do.
You have the freedom to exhibit bad taste in all things.
In the core situation, that man had the freedom to run and jog in whatever fucking neighborhood he wants to. Doesn't matter if he lives there. Doesn't matter if he lives in that state. If he wants to travel and cross borders to go jogging, jogging is not illegal.
Didn't that shit say that was like where he normally jogs?
But
always, anyhow.
But those two men who made a choice to pack arms, jump in a truck, and hunt down a man that day did not have the right to take that life. They don't have a right to take any life. They don't even have the right in this country to take their own. We don't even have the right to take our own lives. It's against the law to commit suicide.
Although, that's the side I would have preferred they went ahead and on fucking camera.
So I haven't talked about it. We probably will talk about it. It's going to be a very sensitive subject for a very long time because we still have court cases and trials and all of this.
It's very sensitive because this one was actually racist as shit.
I had and one of the reasons they're saying that they didn't arrest him, or that it's assumed that they didn't arrest him, was because this dude was actually a private investigator for the DA's office for like 20 some odd years. So he has a relationship with the DA. He has a relationship with that that group of individuals who work in those facilities, DAs, judges, blah, 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 blah.
That tells you just don't want to go to jail in that neighborhood. This is the kind of friend those motherfuckers keep.
But I also, and I mentioned this to one of my Facebook friends, that I have a feeling that this is going to go down like April 1992, and we're going to have another riot situation because these two motherfuckers are going to get off. I have a feeling that even with the video, It took them 75 fucking days to arrest these two, and this video went viral. Our judicial system is so fucked up. There's a potential, and there's a chance that he will get off. They will get off. There's a chance that the dad will get off. He was the one in the back of the truck who didn't. I don't believe he fired his weapon.
Cheering that shit on like he was.
Yeah. Listen, Linda, listen. I am going to leave myself open to both possibilities of a great outcome of them being sentenced and go to prison for life because they hunted down a man for no fucking reason. But I also have to allow myself.
They did it for a reason.
I have to allow myself to not be closed to the fact that this could go the way none of us really want it to, and it end up impacting our society more than it already has. That was a hunt, you guys. It was like watching, what was that movie with Ice Cube?
The Hunt.
The Hunt. It was like watching that movie.
Hard Target. On
my phone, IRL. Like straight up. This was no media production. This was no blood burst bullets. These were
Ice Cube was about to fucking live through it, and the other guys died.
It was a production. It was a production of it was a murder right in front of us, you know, not in a cinema murder. It was a murder right in front of our eyes. And I just can't believe it took them so long to arrest these two. We will go into more detail. I don't even
surviving the game. That's what it was. Okay. Ice-T surviving the game.
It was like that. It was like watching that in real life. It's horrible. So yeah, I'm baked. I kind of want to get off now because I'm having an emotional reaction to even bringing up the subject.
See, it was a very emotional thing for her. That's why I don't talk about it at some point.
I'm not ready to really dive too deep in because I'm probably going to say some shit that's just super hurtful to some demographics and even to multiple demographics, to individuals. Honestly, there's so many people in the fucking world that want to sit there and say racism isn't real, that racism doesn't exist, that racism isn't, it's not a thing. And there are some of us who have gone through some pretty distraught situations that racism is definitely a thing and was definitely a part of. And for those individuals who are out there that are denying that it even exists, you are denying some of our truths that we've lived through. So this is definitely a subject, and I'm definitely, I say that a lot. I'm going to talk about it. I know I sound like Rain Man. Definitely.
It's an emotionally charged one because this one, from all accounts and everything you can tell, this young man got shot for
no reason.
For being black.
Their reason was a skin color and an assumption, and the fact that it just came out that there were no fucking calls made of any goddamn robberies in that neighborhood in years, and them using it as an excuse to hunt down this man and murder him. I'm like, our judicial system is broken in a lot of ways. It makes me want to go back to street justice. Those men would not survive street justice.
That's why they need to go to prison.
So
they need to go to the same prisons that Roja necked friends filled with young black men who were probably also just jogging down the street, who are very angry and been put through the system for quite some time. Yes, I think that they should go to a prison.
I don't even think it has to be. It doesn't need to be a prison. Georgia prisons are filled with both black men and white men, and prisons are filled with a lot of impoverished men. And that's not black or white. It's not race. But you make sure that they go to a prison. You make sure they go to a prison in the state in which their actions have impacted, and those prisons, you put them in Gen Pod. You don't put them in a special, you put them in general population.
Yeah,
So
put them right in the middle.
we'll go into this in another live stream or another video or something. I don't, yeah, I can't. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. I gotta go. Peace, one love. I'm out.